Oh, greetings. All right. Yes, it's the last day for. So basically, when I travel, I go from one room to another. Pretty much. So I've been here. I haven't really been out anywhere. So this is the way it goes. Just didn't change it. The environment. It's nice to be in a different energy every once in a while. Kind of just in the same place or forever. I feel like you're losing it. So uh, okay. So this is Spirit World creation. It's the main timeline. So connect to. I'm not sure if anything's going to come out of that, but basically the main timeline overall. Energies with that and the Indus Valley civilization. That's I'm trying to think. That's around India and Pakistan. It's a long valley. I didn't go deep onto that, so just going to connect to basically civilization was a lot of civilization was created there. So just going to it's not going to go deep. I felt time travel or energies there. So we're going to just go from a. If you look it up, you can. It's not a whole lot there. I mean, it's obviously now it's just the ruins at this time. That's basically the civilization started there. Um, so we're just going to do it on a galactic level. Tap into it, and then Constellation. I can't pronounce that. Pis. Well, time's running out, so and I looked it up, and it's a bunch of fishes, but Pisces and Austrinus. Jeez, it's not one that's that well known, of course. But the reason I chose it because the energies of it. So Pisces. I'm not even sure where it's Pisces on a constellation of the southern hemisphere. It's a name, the name in Latin for the southern fish. Okay. Oh, it had another name that was even more bizarre. So, okay, we're just going to leave it at that. So, I'm just connecting the vibrations of it, and that's about it on that one. So, all right. If I did that right. So I'm talking about comedy pro sessions. I'm on May 5th, sorry, May 1st, finally. But not for everybody. Same situation here. Webinar sign up. Social network. Rabbit. Behind the scenes. And dating site. All right. Thank you those for posting. All right. Okay, so main timeline is basically a timeline that we are on. And get a spirit point of view of it, the best of our ability. So, okay, blessings, and here we go. Greetings. We are from Spirit. A moment, clearing out the vibrations. I believe some other beings want to interfere, but their point of view out there. So basically, how your world was developed is basically to open up the planet and allow everyone to come in. And what will happen with that? Basically, yes, it's a house party that went. Some would say went wrong. Others say this is exactly what was necessary for the universe. Some would say this is a wounded planet, and yes, There's a darkness within the planet, yes, but darkness can heal, and it is. You're healing other civilizations, other worlds, other planets on some other solar systems that you have obviously have never heard of, and there's a lot of that going on. So your main timeline basically is yes, you heal other realities, solar systems you know nothing about, healing their problems that they can. There are other places that yes are harder than this world, and this world is figuring a way out. So you need one hard world to heal another hard planet. So it's not making too much sense, but some of you might slowly, if this message is for you, for places that are just, and some of you have been alien beings trying to get different worlds out of their funk, like this world, trying to heal it and let it move on. So that's one of the reasons why it's like you can say this world is those other planets that we're not really mentioning where they are. It doesn't really matter. But Mother Earth's friends, you know, or to go another level of that, Mother Earth's parents, they're having difficulties, and um, there's other places that are much more difficult than this place. This place is difficult, and you can thank the human for that. Of course, you can thank other beings for that too, but the human here is saying, sure, we don't mind being manipulated all the time. This is our experience. This is what, yeah, what does he call it on your planet? This is how you live. Well, technically, yes, for you, but not for everybody. Someone to be more free, but there are a lot of other planets that are, yes, more locked down than this one. And they're not other versions of Earth either. Some of those planets are similar to like a Saturn world. So why is Saturn being so difficult to this planet? Is to unlock it's being hard on this Earth. First of all, it chose this. And if there are other planets where that a lot of civilization alien beings kind of gave up on, but they're still going through their problems. So your planet is a solution. One of them. It's not. It is. It does have a lot of solutions. So your main timeline basically is connected to other worlds, worlds that are, slower than this one. So you slow down. Yes, when you have an elderly person, when you're there for them, cuddling them and taking care of them, and you have to slow yourself down to be at their level so they can get better or whatever it might be. That's what's happening. But this is other planets. Not to say it's the parents of this Mother Earth, but well, yes and no. There's more to it than that. Parents, friends, and relatives, and several other. So you're tied to other planets that are a lot more manipulative, going through much more manipulative energies than yours. And yours has become more complicated because of it. It's like helping a drug addict, and then you get pulled down yourself. It's the same thing. That this world's kind of a drug addict, has a different type of drug. Some of those worlds are Arcturian worlds that are having trouble coming out of their troubled ways. So you think it's just all Earth is the only planet that has a problem. There are Arcturian planets that have problems too. You've heard of Pleiadians having difficulties also. Now, it's not that's like called an Arcturian world, but there are Arcturian worlds that have difficulties. And some of you can tap into this because you have some kind of beef with the Arcturians because they're not always being frank or they're talking down to humanity. There's a positive side of Arcturians, but also there's a dark side to all alien beings. And not everyone wants to hear it. Well, that's how you don't heal a world. Basically, there's dark side to everything. And there are Arcturian worlds that are having trouble healing them. Everything's an experiment, and experiments don't always go well. And this world learned a lot from that. So your main timeline, to give you an understanding, it wants to heal other planets. It wants to be involved with other civilizations, wants to learn from them. And Saturn's helping Earth go through all of this. And is it doing well? Yes, no. Sometimes Saturn tells the Earth what to do. Sometimes it's like a bigger brother or something like that. It all depends on perspective. It all comes down to perspective. How much do you want to know about yourselves? Humanity is so, yes, you're on a blue world. It's all about you. Everybody, your celebrity is on this planet. And yes, there's some of that, but also it's time to look beyond that and to look at other places around you. It's all in your mind. I mean, if you allow your mind to clear out the manipulations and see more clearly, you'd be surprised what you can tap into. And this is where newer timelines come in. You become basically as you become more realize that there's more going on than just your planet. There's other things going on outside your world. As you tap more into these things, some of you already are through alien connections, but it goes beyond Pleiadians, Arcturians, Syrians. It goes beyond all those things. But there are, once again, in this, there is a lot of Arcturian presence here, and there are Arcturian beings that are hard headed. Obviously, even some of them will have difficulties explaining that. Well, because you can say not that they're offended by it, it's just something they don't usually bring up. So unwinding your planet slowly as the manipulations are no longer working here anymore, and they're not, but it's still very slow. We just give you some insight to why, to how to release yourself from all of this. So once again, why your timelines are the way they are is you're healing other planets, ones that are completely wounded. Yes, they are kind of like a hive mind, similar like to your religions, but they don't call it religion. But a lot of, yes, there are positive worlds that want to be a certain thinking, and it becomes kind of like a dictatorship, but they don't see it that way. And you have that here. So religion echoes itself not just here, but on other planets. They don't call it religion, but it's similar to that. So you have to go by a certain guideline. And this is in the higher dimensions. You think the higher dimensions don't have problems thinking again? Why do you think is so sophisticated coming out of this? I mean, why so many humans are so easily pulled into these cults and groups so easily? Because they come from other places that are like that. So it's as you dive more into this, the timeline will make more sense. Basically, the creation of this is like we bring all your problems here, just like a family get together, and we'll sort out the problems little by little. Or in your world's case, thousands of years or longer. But according to your history, thousands of years. And as you become more realization of it, there's actually been a lot of peaceful times here. And other worlds have learned that. Releasing from religion, captivity, mental manipulation, and just finding yourself, yes, being free. Connecting to nature, connecting just yourself, and just releasing yourself from that. It just happens slowly here. Yeah, so if you go from one prison world to this prison world, and you find a release, everyone works differently, so it's not going to work 100% for everyone. So just giving you an insight into this. It's up to you to unlock. It's quite complicated, I guess, if you depending on what level you are. But it's that is the insight. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are the Indus Valley, where consciousness. Yes, there are time travelers. Well, the idea is the art of simplicity, the art of getting up in the morning and doing a daily routine. Create something new. Other civilizations, many do not have any of these things. You go down to the basics. It's a lot of higher vibrational worlds. They're awake all the time, or they're for Arcturians are hovering in their sleep. They just do all their things and then just stop and sleep for a while, and then wake up and then go back to whatever they want to do. For your world, you lay down and do that instead. Or some people just, if they get tired, they just fall somewhere. There's that here too. But the idea is to take all the high vibrational knowledge and to simplify things, as you are doing here. Yes, there are been primitive times on your world, but it's been not the easiest, but many were actually at their happiest. And just because you're at a higher vibrational planet doesn't mean that everyone's happy. And it's like, come down to the basics. That's where this world comes from. It's like when nothing is working in the higher dimensions, you just break it all down. You go, you're just, yeah, now you're cavemen. Now you're working on pottery. You're just forgetting everything else. You're forgetting the universe. You forget everything else. And there's different ways of looking at it. But that's what your world is developing. I mean, it still is in that phase. There's a lot of manipulation here because a lot of those in power there are drunk on just themselves. But they are deteriorating within themselves. They might look fancy on the outside, and it's all about wealth in the long run, but internally, it's not going well. I mean, a lot of them are just empty souls. I mean, there's a soul there, but there's not a whole lot happening there. And you'd be surprised those that are manipulating your society come from the higher dimensions. So it's your world understanding how the higher dimensions work. Not to say higher dimensions are bad, but they're at the higher dimensions for a reason. They have a lot of power. They don't always use it for the most positive, as you can see here on this world. So here to end those spells at this time. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, it's now some that are very in love with being physical in the third dimension find all of this just complete rubbish. But yet they call themselves spiritual, which they are, but at a certain level. But some of you are going to a level where this world can go into an upgrade, still keep a lot of the simplistic ways of life, because those are very important because it keeps you grounded. But you can still heighten your vibration at the same time. So how to do this is accepting yourself and also, yes, opening up your mind even further than it's already been open. Continue to allow yourself to just allow more insanity to come in, basically. Beyond the physical, beyond all of this, I mean, are there giants manipulating your world? You wouldn't be surprised. Yes. I mean, yes, there's all kind of strange beings that are, well, some of them they are famous here themselves. um, how can they program a planet like this and humans are allowing it? Because yes, they got, not that humanity became too primitive, it just became complacent, but you're here to heal a lot of that. Basically, if you can save yourself from the manipulations, that's what matters. If you can put your message out to others and they don't care, this is their world, they don't want to, then that doesn't matter. Just continue working on yourself. Allow your mind to expand, go where it needs to go. Go to other parts of the universe, other universes. Just allow yourself to break free of all of this. And it'll all come clear because some people need the manipulations of this reality, obviously, but clearing out your mind of what works best for you is key. Because the idea is to save yourself. I mean, yes, you can save others, but if they don't want to be saved, basically saved meaning that evolving, you want to evolve, allow your mind to see higher dimensional energies because you're ready for that spirit reality where the physical is not so important. You can still have a physical body and still be at the higher dimensions also. You can still be at the third dimension and still be a 12 dimensional being. You can see that in Tibet, for example. So it is possible. But also telekinesis energies can open. Of course, a lot of that's shut down at this time, but it doesn't mean it hasn't shut down forever. So you're just allowing yourself to evolve. Just where you want, what do you see yourself as? And that's what matters. What other people, who cares? They're going to do what they're going to do. They criticize, they try to shut you down. Of course, they're going to try to shut you down because they want everyone at a certain level. You just allow yourself to be free. Yeah, go beyond any spiritual teacher. Just go be yourself. Because spiritual teachers are here to teach a certain level. Doesn't always mean they need to evolve into a higher dimension. I say they are, and maybe they are, but not always. Because when you're a 12th grade teacher, you're teaching 12th grade. But what if you want to go to the 20th grade? Well, then go there. Go where you want to go. There's nobody there stopping you. Some teachers are like, you can't do that. I say, yes, I can. Go where, yeah, the idea is it's unlimited. Unlimited possibilities within yourselves. So Indus Valley is simplifying reality. It's saying higher dimension beings can do all these insane things, but they can't get along with each other and sometimes just go into the simple life. And this world has forgotten a lot of that. Well, sort of, yes, sir. It doesn't always appreciate the simple things in life. Well, it's more and more and more. And that's your elites, that's your higher dimensional beings. You want a yacht, you want billions of dollars, you want to be rich. That's the higher dimensional beings doing that. Because that's the world they want. They want everybody to so called, well, they want to torture people, basically. Yeah, but when you have all these super yachts and all this power, what do you have exactly? Nothing. And they know that. So it's like a trap. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, yes, surviving and, but doing things, but some really want to push the level of growth. So the idea is simplicity, really, when it comes down to it, but allowing your mind to go where it needs to go on a higher dimensional plane, wherever it needs to be. So the idea is to go forward, backwards, healing. Yes, past lives. Yes, is the darkness of your one's incarnation. Quite understood there. There's a lot of that. That's still, yeah, because it's an anchor into the third dimension. I mean, some of you are actually healing some major karma here. Well, you took on a major, well, the world needed you to go through those situations, and to unlock that isn't always. It's an anchor. But you're here to also. I mean, if you're anchored to a certain place, like you can't leave a certain location, that doesn't mean you can't help others leave, others evolve. It's like I might be stuck in this place because of my karma, but I can help others evolve into the higher plane, and that matters a lot. Once again, what higher dimensional energy is basically just allow your mind to be free. Where if you want to be in the 12th dimension, 20th dimension, wherever dimension you want to be creating worlds with your mind, really going all the way, then go there. But don't forget this place. Because when you start messing up in the higher dimensions, you end up back here in some form or another. Just remember that. Yeah, remember where you came from. And that's very true. Blessings. Greetings to you. We had a constel. Yes, we had a constellation of how you pronounce it is strange, but Piscis. It doesn't matter. So our civilization, yes, watches your world, and we assist with the energy. We don't. I mean, we have we can live for 12,000 years. Of course, in your years, it's our years is different than yours, but 12,000 years, basically just like light beings, just hovering, doing things, talking to each other. I have to worry. We have no bills. We're kind of like ghosts, but we're not ghosts. But we just wander with each other, hanging out with each other, going to the higher planes, worrying about creating with our energies, understanding your world, healing it to the best of our ability from a distance. But your planet is a reflection of ours, of because we bring simplicity to your Earth, basically energy patterns. Will help you understand form, like a box, different types of like a square and rectangles and things like that. We're basically bringing just objects to your reality, just little things just to help you, like tools. Like we can send information like telepathically to your society. Just work just for a simple tool that we can even tell you telepathically on your world how to even build it. It can be an advanced tool in ancient times. We don't do that very often, but we are allowed to do so. Well, so you can progress and move forward. And a lot of civilizations are like this, connecting to your world. We're just we get become interested in your society and we connect with you on a telepathic level. And you can call us like spirit guides. So you see other constellations and you look at the higher dimensions, it's like, did my spirit guide come from that place? So it gives you more of a yes, there's Pleiadians, there's Syrians, because they're known, well, they have a lot of karma with their planet. Some of them cause a lot of trouble here, but that was kind of the point, wasn't it? A lot of civilizations like ours don't really have problems like yours. Now, of course, that's us saying that. But of course, some of you might tap into other dimensions of our reality. It's like, well, sure about that. But we're coming from more of a ninth dimensional connection. So, we're how we interact, yes, we teleport to other realities, other worlds. We don't need a ship, and we're just learning. Yeah, we're kind of like kids, you can say. We're like kids that float around. Now we look like old kids. I mean, we act like children, but we're don't act physically like children, but we're kind of kid like. We have the energy of a child. Let's put it that way. Yeah, we're not giggling all the time like a kid and things like that. But some of us can look like we're old. It depends on what kind of knowledge we have. But yeah, we don't have, once again, we don't get up and go to work every day. We're just there. We're just always there. And the way a child is born, there's different ways. Basically, two beings that love each other, just, yes, we don't have the physical interaction like you do. You just connect to each other's energy, and it's like a spark of energy is born, just like that, and becomes into an energy field. And there's your child, just like that. Materialized right in front of you, yes. But it has your characteristics, your looks, it has your knowledge, and you're just attached to each other. Well, you're a family now. Now you can, of course, you can do that many more times and have more kids. Usually just start with one. Normally depends on civilization. So our society is just simple, but very curious. We're always learning from us, similar to like, yes, you see kittens, how puppies and all that act curious about everything. That's similar to us. We're just willing to learn about everything. But we can live for a long time. Of course, we don't have problems either. And a lot of us hover. We don't even touch the ground. I mean, we have a ground, but we really have no reason to touch it. What's the full point of that? I mean, there are worlds where we don't have a ground. We just hover everywhere. So you might see us like we have kind of like a Greek type of clothing, something similar to that white. Well, we're basically just white beings, basically. So, and civilizations like the Arcturians, Palladians, they want to learn more about themselves. So they they're part of this physical reality, and they just kind of just take their souls and put it into a human body, and put themselves through whatever it takes to figure out. It's like this is the mountain of the universe, you can say. This planet, there are others, but this is another mountain. A mountain to climb, achievement. Look what I did, type of thing. But of course, there's more to it than that. Was to challenge the soul on so many different levels. In our world, yeah, you see challenges like your world. It's like, oh, why would you put yourself through all that? We understand you want to up your personality and things like that, but there's other ways of going about that. But yeah, our jokes can be kind of flat and mundane. That's why you incarnate as a mantis being or a Palladian being to yeah, you go to the fourth dimension to add some color to yourself. But a lot of us are, we're just learning. We're not beings that we're like philosopher beings. We don't see ourselves like that. Like just make like the Asasani beings. We're not like that. We're more like laid back beings, but we are because we want to learn from you, but we let you speak. Because some of these beings don't let you do that. They want to talk all the time. Let you say what you have to say. And humans here on this world, why it's manipulated, there's a lot of selfish beings on your planet, as you can see. A lot of alien beings that just feel they have the darkness, they show it. And this is their empire. They build statues of themselves on your planet, buildings to worship themselves, others humans to worship them. It's like they're going to make this world a puzzle as hard as it can to get out of it, to solve its matrix or reality, whatever you want to call it. And some of you are willing to open that window, open that door, learn more about it without fear. That's the main thing, without fear. This 5D reality that's coming in is tricky. Higher dimensions can be quite tricky because they can say you're in higher dimensions, but you feel like you're more enslaved now than you've ever been before. And some of that's going on at this time. There are some spiritual groups that are preparing the soul for spirit guide understanding, awareness, Atlantis knowledge, Lemurian knowledge. And then when you get to that point, then all of a sudden you're telepathically connected to other beings on other worlds. Some of you might be already doing that. But some of you are, healing reptilian energies. Reptilians are basically to advance the soul on many different levels. Put it through hell, basically, to trap it. Are you ready? You know how to free yourself? Yeah, they're just beings here are just here to trap your soul. Just they see your light, and it was like, can you get out of this? And that's technically kind of like what you're doing here, where you're getting out of the manipulation to be able to manifest. But what is it that you're manifesting exactly? Yeah, it's some. Well, we're not going to go into details of what some are manifesting some strange things. Well, of it's selfish things. I mean, yes, it's survival, but you can live without having to get on that survival. Because the idea, yes, is to go outside of that survival mode, but many want to stay there. But you can go into like if you need an apple, you manifest an apple. You need an orange, you manifest an orange. Some of you are already doing this already. But to do this is to live a life of simplicity. A lot of that's living out in the middle of nowhere. Just and it can work for you. It can be depressing also, but depending on what frequency you're at. But it can, when you come time of blissful within yourself, you can manifest the things that you want. It might not be instant. It all depends on your situation. If you even need it instant. So some challenge themselves in so many different ways. The soul said, "Wow, that's just too easy. I need to put myself through something." So in the main timeline, need you. Yes, many of you are contracted on this timeline. So it's difficult to get out of situations because you're contracted for a certain level. Like some of the location is like, I want to get out of here, but no doors are opening. Well, there's a reason for you to be there. You can, yes, make it the best you can in some form, but there's writing, and a lot of it is karmic related. Without going into full details on that. But yes, the higher dimensional realms, yes, there are some that are just insane, constantly creating, inventing, causing so much chaos for themselves. And there's ones like ours where we're a bit more laid back. Well, it's just somebody has to take it easy. somebody, somebody just stay still and see the situation. And your world kind of does that. Your world has so many different planet beings trying to pull it from different directions. The Palladians are going to help you. The Syrians are going to help you. The Yael are going to help you. There is like your world's being pulled in all these different, you know, directions. You find your direction works best for you. Blessings.